Hello, and how are you? This is Jacob Knight with the Geek Press podcast. I'm here with my number three of my five friends, Lewis. I'm Joshua Joestar. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, thanks for having me on your show. I've been a big fan of the Geek Press,
Oh yeah,
and
we're episode
I'm happy.
19.
Episode 19.
Episode
It took me
19. We're,
19.
we're almost to legal drinking age, which is
hmm
so great. When we get to 21, we'll take a shot for our listeners.
Really quick,
Mm-hmm.
on a side note, I know I'm joking around and all that, but let's take a moment to kind of like appreciate how much how far we've gone in the Geek Press a little bit, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm pulling up some stats really quick.
Okay.
Just talk for a second.
Well, if anyone's wondering, today it's just kind of a casual day. We both have lots of stuff to do. Mr. Lewis himself is doing reviews for small indie game companies now, so
Uh
he
huh.
has things to do. So we're busy, but we just thought we'd talk about Loki, a few other topics. Just kind of shoot the ish.
Okay, yeah. So we started this podcast a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then we kind of went on and off a little bit, because
Mm-hmm.
of school and whatnot. But I feel like now we finally got our bearings back. We've
Mm-hmm.
This is like 5 weeks consistent now of our
Yeah.
podcast, so I'm happy about that. Little steps, and even then, like when I wasn't here, like
Mm-hmm.
running the show,
Mm-hmm.
it was you holding down the fort, you and
Yeah.
Rudy, or you and so and so. And we've gone a little way with the Geek Press, and I'm proud of us.
Oh.
I just wanted to acknowledge.
So, Mr. Luis Gutierrez, aka I'm Joshua Joestar, is there anything in particular you've been watching or reading lately?
Yeah, really quick. Okay, so
Okay. You better be
go
fast.
look at that. Yeah, look at that DM I sent you really quick, and just so I can make sure we could talk about this.
Ooh, sliding
Just
into
so I'm
my
double.
DMs.
Yeah, just to make sure because this is gonna go up tomorrow,
Ooh,
on Thursday.
it's been
But
a
I'm
while
gonna talk
since
about
someone
this
has
stuff.
slid into my DMs.
So okay, so for stuff I've been playing, reading,
Mm-hmm.
and or consuming, my girlfriend and I we started watching the first episode, so we're good to talk about it then, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's kind of coming. This
okay.
thing's not coming out till tomorrow.
Yeah, but the embargo date, it's good, right? Like
Yeah.
by the point. Okay. So my girlfriend and I we just started watching this show on Hulu. It's by the creators of Rick and Morty,
Mm-hmm.
called
Oh.
Solar
Mm-hmm.
Opposites. And we saw the first episode, really liked it. Saw the second episode, really liked it. So I'm happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Just we kind of got a new show to watch because I've like essentially run out of shows to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been watching. Do you know the rapper Little Dicky?
I'm a.
Are you
Is it the
familiar with
one where
him?
it's like I am Dave?
Yeah,
I
I've
only
been
know him
watching.
from that commercial. I've never heard a song of his.
Okay, his music, his older music is good, but his new music's kind of in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
But
too mainstream.
no, it's not that. That's a whole nother topic. But see, like he's on season 2 of his show that's on FX,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like it. Like in season
Mm-hmm.
1, it was a comedy, and it's very much like the grind, the hustle
Mm-hmm.
of being an artist, and climbing to the top of the charts, doing what you have to do, saying
Mm-hmm.
quitting your job, taking a risk, you know. And it was like all the characters were very likable. They were all very likable. In this one, it's like a little bit of a time skip. So
Mm-hmm.
little Dicky, he's already he's famous now at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just a complete asshole. And it's just like I don't know if this is like the point of the season, but
Uh-huh.
it's showing like the ugly side of what in like fame can do to you. And it's just like, damn, I'm like, these people were so likable. Now I don't like any of them, and I don't care about any of them. It's
So
like,
it's like,
you
where's
know,
the incentive to watch if I don't like him anymore?
yeah, like the only reason why I'm watching is because I really don't have anything else to watch, and it's I like spending time with my girlfriend, so
Okay,
I'll watch the show with her.
I will drop 5 shows right now you've probably never watched.
All right,
All
lay it
right,
on.
Cloak and Dagger.
I didn't. It was alright. I saw it. I didn't care too much for it. It felt very much like
It's a slow build, and I know you don't like those.
it was like we're teenagers and we have to save the world. Like
They're literally not saving. I know you didn't watch it now because they're not saving the world. They're literally
I
not.
watched it and I just didn't care for it. It was just too. It was too edgy. It was too CW.
Okay. You know what's really good on Netflix?
Huh.
Feel Good. There's this comedian Mae Martin who
Uh
she's
huh.
very funny. It's kind of like it's a bit of a comedy drama, super good. It's more so for queer people. I don't know if you'd like it, but it's really good. It's really interesting, very introspective.
If I come out gay, I'm gonna be very mad at you.
Well, then I would have just
Just
helped.
kidding.
I would have just helped you realize who you are.
What if I've
So,
been repressing those feelings all along, and I'm like, no.
well, you know what happens when you repress, you depress. So you gotta
Oh
cut that shit
shit.
out. Yeah. Besides, I've seen you hit on more guys than I ever have, and you're the straight one, and I'm the bi one. But let's dance
Yeah.
together. But yeah, no, you're far gayer than I am. So if you came out, I just think you'd be like, oh okay. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. I think even your girlfriend would be like, oh okay. Like nobody would be,
You know,
no tears, just like all right, yeah, normal
the
Louis
signs,
hours.
the signs are all there. You
The
know.
signs were all there. Have you ever watched Sense8?
Sense8, Sense8. Yeah, I fucking loved
Oh,
Sense8. That was
that's
like
such
one
a
of the first
good
Netflix
show.
originals.
It's such a good show. It's so
Such a good
freaking
show,
good.
but then it goes, hmm.
Is
Like
that true? Because I've seen first two seasons. I didn't watch like the movie or whatever. I'm still like holding out.
it gets bad.
It just get
Like
bad. Oh no.
it gets cheesy. Like season one was good. Season one was really
I'm okay
good.
with cheese though. You know me. I like cheese.
And then season two starts to dwindle a little bit, and then the movie he goes,
Mhm.
and then he kind of dropped the ball. But you know,
Oh.
I'm a little biased. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I
Mhm.
can't really pinpoint exactly where they go wrong. But I
Mhm.
just like I remember I was like, you know what? I waited so long for this. I'm just happy. I'm happy they concluded it. You
Mhm.
know. So that was my fanboy. I was very appreciative that they
Mhm.
were able to just like close the story a little.
Okay. That was three shows. Fourth show. Have you heard of this quirky like sort of indie show called The Office?
That's
The
a fuck.
UK edition.
The UK
Have you ever
edition of
watched the
The
UK
Office.
Office?
No, no, I haven't actually. Hold on.
I haven't
I
either.
I,
I
think- I
actually don't
think I
care.
got a smudge on my can.
You do, but this isn't. I wasn't gonna put this on YouTube anyways, so
You know what? Since this is not gonna be on YouTube anyways, I'm gonna clean the smudge off my camera as
you're,
we
you're
do.
gonna smudge it even more.
Yeah.
Okay, last show to recommend. Oh my gosh. Um.
Okay.
Um. Oh, have you watched?
Have I watched what? Lay it on me.
Have you watched this? I feel like you've watched this. Have you watched Castlevania?
Castlevania, the anime.
Yeah.
See, okay. So
Yeah.
here's the thing, and it's gonna sound like I'm talking shit about my girlfriend, but I'm kind of
Okay.
not. But all she really watches is anime, and like I've kind of gotten to a point where I just don't really want to watch anime at the moment.
It's not.
Like
It's made in America though, isn't it? So it's not anime.
that's still it's still
It's
anime.
anime
Okay?
inspired, but it's not anime.
Just because it's American doesn't mean it's not anime.
Oh,
Like,
I guess then you go into that conversation of what defines anime. You know what I
it's
mean?
still anime. Like it's animated art. It's like like um.
Well, then it's
Just because
animation.
Well, no, there's a clear line between animation and like anime, and
Uh
that's
huh.
very much into the realm of. What did you say? So
I guess.
what would you consider? Fuck. Aang. What's that show with Aang with Appa and them?
Avatar.
What would you consider Avatar?
Avatar's a cartoon. It's
Yeah,
just
it's a
anime
cartoon.
inspired.
Yes, but then shows like Castlevania
Uh
is
huh.
it's anime.
I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that
You
one.
you don't know about that one?
I don't know about that one, but that's a different conversation for another day. Uh, but today,
Fall under the camp that that's anime. But yeah,
okay.
we should definitely have an episode about that where we kind of because obviously you and I are on the same page, and I feel like that'd be a fun. Where we have
Well,
fucking brainstorming to our next episode on this current one.
you can. Everyone should tweet us at Doug Geek Press and give us your opinions on whether or not Castlevania is an anime. And you can yell at me for supporting Warren Ellis. I guess
Who's Warren Ellis?
he's the writer. He's really involved with the show. I just recently found out that he's been. I think he's kind of. I'm not. This isn't particularly exactly word for word, but I think he had some sexual misconduct allegations that I think several of them are either concrete or he's sort of admitted to it, either of the two. This isn't verbatim the reports that came out, but
You hate to see that, right?
yeah.
Especially with someone with like attached to a good project that a
Mm,
lot of people like.
and I'm like, is it wrong for me? Because I enjoyed the first two seasons or three, I think, and then I
Uh-huh.
saw the trailer for four, and I'm like, oh, time to watch four. But then all these stuff come out. I'm like, ugh.
See, that's how I feel. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm gonna kind of take this serious in a serious route too.
Okay.
Like with the Baby Driver, because
Mm-hmm.
Baby Driver is one of my favorite movies. But
Mm-hmm.
then it has Kevin Bacon tied to it, and
Mm-hmm.
then Ansel Elgort, which the two main people of that movie are like super problematic.
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
just like, I'm like, damn, like I like Edgar Wright. I like the entire cast of this
Mm-hmm.
movie. This movie is a banger, but it's like then it brings that whole conversation, right? Like, how
Mm-hmm.
do you separate the art from the artist, kind of thing?
I think it's that um there's a literary
There's no
theory
right
of
answer, huh?
there's a literary theory of attached to the author, whereas when a piece of work, I guess in this conversation, piece of media is put out into the public consciousness, it's not necessarily owned by the author. It's sort of kind of up for interpretation by its viewers
Mm-hmm.
and those who consume it. So if you watch Baby Driver, it's no longer these people. It's a piece of art, and if you want to take it
Mm-hmm.
and kind of deject it from the real world machinations of the people behind it, you can. But sometimes people are just so intrinsically connected to the piece of art that you can't really get away from it. Like George R. R. Martin and the Game of Thrones books, you know what I mean? Like they're so tied
Yeah,
together. You could never really split them apart, you know what I mean?
yeah, no, I totally feel you on.
So it's very much like a case by case battle.
But you know what? Instead of
Mhm.
talking about serious stuff like that in the world, why don't we talk about Loki?
Yeah, there's nothing serious happening in that show, am I right? Nothing, no
As far as
trauma.
as far as I know, Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson and all them, knock on wood,
Hey, knock on
haven't been
wood.
problematic or like any sexual conduct or any kind of misconducts in any way. So
But
let's talk about that, and let's
yeah.
talk about why Old Man Loki and Gator Loki are the fucking goats.
No, they're crocodiles, you idiot.
I thought he was an
Uh,
alligator.
oh, he's an alligator, whatever.
Yeah.
This is, I have to say, let's just do first impressions. This is my favorite episode so far.
Spoiler. Oh yeah, spoiler. We're going full
Oh
spoiler
yeah,
too, by the way.
spoiler. Get out of
If you
here.
haven't, yeah, if you haven't like put two and two together, we try to stay away from spoilers, but no, we're just straight up we're going to
Oh
spoilers
yeah,
now.
spoiler territory. We're going to spoiler town. We're gonna pick up a spoiler pie. All
I
right.
don't know what that was.
No, it's like the clicker, the breaking news ticker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's your impressions? Because this was my favorite episode.
I loved all the subtlety of like 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 technically this is canon in the
Mm-hmm.
MCU, like the Thanos copter, the Frog Thor, the
Mm-hmm.
fucking all the other little knickknacks and all Paddywhacks give a dog a
Mm-hmm.
bone, all those cool little stuff. I really enjoyed that. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was super cool. Like the fact that like we saw Frog Thor, that was cool. That was
Oh my
really
god!
really cool.
If they don't
Like
save my man, I'm gonna be pissed off. That was my favorite part
I
of the
feel
episode.
I feel like they're not like that was just something
It
right
was just a
there.
gag. It was just like a
Yeah, that
joke.
was yeah, that's it. That was the extent of it. And then like I said, the Thanos chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I know about the Thanos helicopter is because of comic book memes. I'm like,
Oh
what the fuck?
yeah,
They actually have that. Like that was cool as shit.
that
Like,
was fun.
and then to top it off too, what I loved is that like at the core,
Uh-huh.
at Loki's core, he's a trickster.
Mm-hmm.
And then when all the Lokis show up, they all fucking backstab one another, and that shit was just fucking hysterical. I
Oh
loved
yeah, that was
it.
so true to him.
Yeah, and it like the let's just call him Prime Loki for the sake of
Mm-hmm.
conversation. Like the Prime Loki was just like, are you kidding me? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, it's like he's like, oh my god, this is what I'm like.
Yeah,
He's like, this is what I'm like 24/7. Oh god, like,
yeah. So
that's how you speed up some character progression right there.
and it was just great. But what about you? What were like your impression of it?
I really like the sort of. I think when this sort of experience is really changing him for the better, and I really appreciate that. There are parts. I'm very much the type of person that isn't a fan of destiny. You know, this I'm a big fan of free will, so I like the ideas where it's like, oh, you're stuck in destiny, and Loki's like, well, no one sticks me. I'm gonna try to fight against this. And my favorite line, in case anyone forgets, there's a moment where the three of them are talking. They're kind of escaping after the Loki betrays them, and they're talking, and they're saying that whenever we try to step out of line, the TVA comes for us, and then Kid Loki says something, or whenever we try to change for the better, which is something I thought like was really interesting. You know, like fuck Destiny, fuck the TVA, Loki, let Loki live. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't. I'm really excited for the next episode. I hope Sylvie and Loki kick butt. Lots of people. What? Who do you think is gonna be there?
What do you mean? Like, oh, I honestly have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast or
Mm-hmm.
not, but it's like, the MCU theorists just like, oh, it's Kang, it's
Mm-hmm.
Galactus, it's Stan Lee, the ghost of
It's
Stan Lee.
Mephisto.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't give a fuck who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I trust Kevin Feige. Like whoever it is there, they're either gonna die or submit to Loki and Sylvie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see who it is. Like, cause it's just it's yeah, that's it. I don't really care. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the first two episodes. I thought they were slow and I thought they were kind of boring. But episode 3, 4, 5 have
Mm-hmm.
really brought it back for me. So, I'm going in for like the blind run. This.
I think it might be because he is actually cast.
Ooh,
He's King the Conqueror.
Kang? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's
Well, isn't
supposedly he's supposed to be
he's
in
Ant-Man,
Ant
right?
Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania. So if
Mhm.
he shows up here, I guess that's fine. You know what I mean? Some of these
Uh-huh.
MCU shows, people have assumed a point of their end is to spin off into movie properties, i.e., giving Sam the shield, sending
Mhm.
Monica up to space, or Scarlet Witch leaving with the book. So maybe Loki introducing Kang could spin off into Ant Man and the Wasp. So why not? I guess.
Yeah, I could see that actually.
I
And
feel like it's
isn't their
not
like
fun.
timeline like the main one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's not fun to theorize anymore. I don't know for
Nah, nah,
MCU.
not at all. Because it's like you could either be right on the money or you could sound like a fucking lunatic. There's
I,
no in between.
I'm never gonna forget this. I saw an Instagram post where it was a picture of the three heads of the TVA.
Oh, you're
And
telling me about this
I
last night.
did. The
Uh
three
huh.
heads. I'm gonna bring it up every time. The Instagram post was the three heads of the TVA, and then the picture was cut in half, and below it was Loki, Kang the Conqueror, and Mobius. And they said because one of the heads had a mustache, one of them had horns, and the other one had like an extended brow bone, that the three future versions of the TVA was run by Loki, Mobius, and King the Conqueror, and I hated it.
You,
That was so dumb.
if it was run by Mobius, I don't mind. He deserves it. Give
Oh, he
him.
does. Are you excited to see him burn everything down?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm really excited about it. And
Mm-hmm.
especially too, they were like, oh, you're just gonna turn your back on everything you devoted your life to. And he's like, ah, fuck it. People can change.
Yeah,
Uh
and that's kind of like the moral of this whole like story. People can change. You can always. There's always time to change.
huh. And
There's always
I
time to change
loved
your
it.
ways, Loki.
I will say though, when they killed Old Man Loki, I was not ready for that.
Oh,
That was
mhm.
sad.
He was such. It's weird because been in one episode, but he was so good. He had such presence. His magic was so awesome, and he had kind
Uh
of.
huh.
He kind of looks like an older man Loki. Like he had the swagger at times.
Yeah, and I loved it. He was like, because even when they were talking to all
Hmm.
the other Lokis, he was like, "Y'all are wasting your time using like fisticuffs.
Hmm.
The real power is magic."
I know, and
And
we've been saying that. We said that last podcast.
uh
Like, use your magic more.
and then, like what was even more funny was like he was like, "Yeah, I did everything right. I did
Hmm.
everything how I was supposed to do it." Thanos thought he killed me. No, 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 no. Thanos did not kill me. He killed a projection of myself, and I just like floated off on a rock. And I'm like, damn.
That's hot.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. See, if he had just been like, see, if he just get more, if he would stop stabbing things and just use magic more. Because I
I mean,
remember,
he used the fucking force to stop a building from falling on
I
him.
know, but that was like
Like,
episode 3.
I know, but like, come on, like you had that in your back pocket the entire time.
Hmm.
Like, my boy, come on.
Like, let's learn more magic. I want more magic. I love magic.
And I will say that when I was watching it too, when Sylvie was doing her thing, they looked very Doctor Strange.
Hmm.
Like, it looked very much like something Doctor Strange would do. I'm like, maybe they're gonna do something, you know?
Maybe we might see. I mean, why not?
Now,
Doctor Strange is
now
in every movie now.
yeah, like the more and more now, especially with WandaVision and Loki,
Mm-hmm.
you could see how he's gonna play a very pivotal part in the MCU going
Mm-hmm.
forward. Like I feel like he's gonna be like the next Iron Man. Like how
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man was kind of leading the team per se.
Yeah, he had like all
Like
his hands in the cookie jars. He was.
mhm. Like Captain America was more or less like the speech guy, but Iron Man was the guy who like like you said, who
Mm-hmm.
knew what was going on at all times. And I feel like that's what Doctor Strange is going to be going forward now, because like they're
Mm-hmm.
fucking up with timelines, multiverse things, all sorts of shit that he directly deals with. Like that is his
Oh yeah,
expertise.
he's gonna have such a headache. He's gonna wake up and he's like, wait, Loki did what? Wanda did what? What the fuck, guys?
And I'm excited. Yeah, like I'm I'm not excited to where like with like Shang-Chi or Black Widow. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
care about these heroes and stuff.
Well,
But
you could
like
watch it and you could. I'm just saying.
I saw the trailers, didn't care.
You never
And
know.
I feel like a trailer's job, someone who has a degree in communications, um, it should captivate you. It should,
Well, that's communications, not media study. So
yeah. But I have education in advertising and PR, so
okay,
I kind of know what I'm talking about right here.
I don't know because trailers are always weird. Sometimes they throw in stuff that's not even there. I don't know. Trailers are designed to sell, and
Yeah,
when
and
they
that's why if
yeah.
they're designed to sell and I'm not biting, I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
all right. But like I don't feel like the big part of Shang
Mm-hmm.
Chi. I feel like the big like gotcha moment was the final scene, and I don't care that Abomination is there throwing
Mm-hmm.
hands with Wong. What's his name? Right? Is Wong?
Yeah.
I could give two shits about these guys fighting each other. Like what does that do? Nothing. But like
I
I said, I'll
respect. I
watch it.
understand that. I respect that.
Like I'm gonna watch these movies, but it's probably gonna be like on $5.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm not. I've always kind of ignored the trailers. I think the only time I was like, I watched the Captain Marvel trailer and I thought that was boring as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I actually watched the movie, I said, "Oh, this is badass," you know. So I don't really pay attention to the trailers too much anymore.
But fuck, what was I gonna say? Isn't Black Widow coming out on Disney Plus, like in a
Yeah,
couple days or something? Do you have to pay for that, or
yeah.
is
It's
it?
a Disney Plus exclusive or whatever.
Uh, such head asses. Come on, Disney.
You know what? After a month, they'll probably put it on for free. So just wait a month.
I probably will. Unless Elizabeth is like, yo, let's go see it. Then I got nothing to going on that day.
Hmm.
I'm like, fuck it, let's go.
I respect that. I think it looks interesting. As long as it's a fun spy thing, I'll be fine.
Yeah, like Black Widow has the potential, but I just don't know. Cause isn't this gonna be like her only one? Like she said, she's done after this.
Yeah.
And so unless like they do something with all these other heroes
Hmm.
going forward, I don't really care. But then it also kind of begs the question. It's like this has always kind of been my problem. Like for example, like Halo or Star Wars.
Hmm.
When when in Halo Reach, it's a prequel to Halo One. It's
Hmm.
like they had all these experimental like jetpacks. They had they had all these equipment, and then in Halo One, it's like, yo, where the fuck was all this? Like I understand that this was made years later, but I feel like when you start building upon stuff in the back, it
Hmm.
kind of like starts. You can't help but ask the question like, where the fuck was this the entire time? You know.
Okay, what does
So
that have to do
it's
with Black Widow?
yeah. Let me get to that. Let me get
Okay,
to that. Let me
no,
get to that.
I'm just confused.
Okay, so let's say
I'm getting defensive.
let me talk. But Black Widow's sister, right? That was that her sister,
Yelena. I don't know,
Yelena,
or whatever. I don't know.
the other widow, and so like the other widow and the dude from Stranger Things. Let's say
Hmm.
they survive like Widow.
Hmm.
Like then it begs the question like where the fuck were you guys during Infinity War and all that? Like where were you guys during XYZ? Like
Let me tell you right now. Normal ass people are not going to be in Wakanda fighting. You think they're probably just in Russia chilling.
I know that, but I meant like Endgame and stuff like that.
By
Where were you guys?
well, I mean, I'm assuming the only people that knew them were Natasha, and she wasn't really there to give them a call. So
True, but
I don't
yeah,
know.
but you see what I mean, though, right? Like,
No, side characters can just exist on their own. They don't have to have a greater purpose towards a bigger thing. They can just like live.
unless like they properly write them off and like
Hmm.
kind of like, oh, they're living in the gulags now, hiding from fucking Putin. I'm like, all right, whatever.
There's been reports of possible recasts for Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Is that something you'd be interested in, or no?
Oh man, no! Bring me back my Finn Jones. Give me what's his name again? What's Luke Cage's name?
I don't know. I like him, but I forget
Yeah,
his name.
I love the whole cast. Like they all have a special place in my heart. Say what you will about Iron Fist, I will defend that boy. I love my white boy. Give me my karate white boy back.
I think just give him like a couple more acting lessons and he's good.
Yeah, just forget about the last scene of season 2 where he pulled out the guns,
Hmm.
and it's good. I'm willing to admit there were some questionable moments, a lot of questionable moments in
Hmm.
Iron Fist, but in Luke Cage season 2 he had that swagger on,
Hmm.
you know. He was like, "Yo, this is how you do it." I'm like, that's the dude right there.
I, I
But I'm
I
here to.
I think it's always weird that I understand that Netflix it owns the versions of those characters, but
Mm-hmm.
you're Marvel Disney. You can regrow the rainforests. You can do anything. Just buy them. What's wrong with you?
You know it's so bad too. It's like then you had some truly like you had some gems in there
Mm-hmm.
like Jessica Jones. Like
Oh,
I
Jessica
forget
Jones
her.
so good.
What what was her name?
Christian Ritter,
Yeah, you
writer
had Christian Ritter and then you had Charles Cox and
as
Rosario Dawson.
oh yeah.
And you had some really good gems in there. And it's like, bro, like I just like Daredevil became one of my all time favorite characters because of the Daredevil
Mm-hmm.
show. And now it's like I don't want to see anyone else interpret Matt Murdock unless it's
Mm-hmm.
Charles Cox. And I'm like, he did such a phenomenal job at being Daredevil, you know?
Oh yeah, he did
And I
fantastic.
I get it. It's like they're more than likely gonna recast
I hope
because
not.
they don't want to be associated with them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, just give my boy and girl give him some more, give him some more love.
They do them justice. They can give them the budget to let Jessica fly. Not
That's
this
right, she
jumping her.
can fly,
She
huh?
can fly. Not this shit where she jumps out of screen and then somebody looks in the air and says, "She's flying," and I'm just like, "Fuck Netflix, fuck you. Give me that Disney money so we can see my girl Jessica Drew fly. Come on."
Uh, yeah, I was just thinking about it too. Like Daredevil was such a good show, and then I'm totally fucking blanking on the Punisher. Like the Punisher was so fucking
Mm-hmm.
good. Like you had some really good shit going on there, and then Disney was like, "Fuck all y'all, this is ours."
What I think is interesting that these Disney shows haven't done is something I kind of wanted because every Marvel movie and show have felt very isolated in the sense that in the comics like you could have a panel of Spider-Man swinging the back panel, you know what I mean, like just the hero living
Mm-hmm.
their lives, like it felt so alive with character, but everything feels so isolationist, and I get it because then you have to pay for actors or whatever powers or whatever, so you don't have them show up, but I would like in the show if somebody showed up, you know what I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
just bring everyone apart and you just fill your world with more people. Just give me a news report with Hell's Kitchen. Come on. I don't know.
Because
It just
that
feels so lonely.
The Netflix shows did a good job at connecting the MCU without connecting it because they would very
Mm-hmm.
much talk about like they would refer to like Avengers 1 as like that day, like you
Mm-hmm.
where were you that day when aliens came falling from the sky, like we're still recovering from that day, or
Mm-hmm.
like just stuff like that was like super, it was super subtle and was super cool too. And then like
Mm-hmm.
shit, it was just
I want to say though, just to let our fans at ease, it is just a rumor. It's nothing confirmed about the recasting. It's just a rumor floating around. You know those websites that are like clicks
well, where did you hear the rumor from?
on Twitter, and a few news sites have written about it. So I'm just saying, I just wanted to present the idea. It's probably not going to happen, but I don't know if Charlie Cox shows up as a lawyer on She Hulk. I'm not gonna be mad, you know. Just,
There was a rumor bouncing around a while back that he was in the new
oh
Spider-Man
yeah, the
and he was
Spider
gonna be
Man.
like the lawyer. But like
Mhm.
then again, there's rumors that like all three fucking Spider-Man are gonna come out. Like that just
Mhm.
sounds super far fetched. I don't think that's gonna happen. You?
I don't know, but they have money. They can do whatever they want. And this is probably a controversial take. I don't want three Spider-Mans in one movie. I don't
Why
want
not?
that. I don't know. I want at least Spider-Man's a cash cow. They can make a million movies. Tom Holland looks like he's 18 forever, so just keep cranking those movies out forever. I just want one more movie to himself. Just let him be at home and let's develop the relationship between him and Zendaya more. Like let him graduate high school. I don't know. I just want give me more of that cast because the moment
How
the
old
other
is he in the MCU?
Spider-Mans the moment those other two Spider-Men show up, they're gonna steal the show.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Hmm.
Like how old is he in the MCU?
He's like in high
He's like
school.
a junior. Yeah, because he's been in like 5 movies.
Yeah, but one of them he was gone for 5 years. Another one takes place like a couple months after. You know what I mean? Like the
Hmm.
timeline is it's not hard to follow, but it's not that long of a time. You know, he's still in high school basically.
Okay,
So
and
yeah, just give him another movie by himself.
supposedly too, this has just become the Marvel
Oh yeah, I
podcast.
was about to say this is the Marvel Theorist podcast.
And supposedly they're gonna connect Venom to the MCU and like the
Hmm.
whole Venom verse.
I've never seen Venom.
I haven't seen it either. I need to watch it. I heard it was actually surprisingly good.
Mm.
And
I
I'm
heard it
kind of
was
on board
one.
for that.
Mm-hmm. I heard it's one of those things that I think it was critics versus fans. You know what I mean?
The Diegos versus the normies.
Yeah.
What did Diego think of that movie? Do you
Oh, he
know?
loves it.
Oh, he loved it.
Our friend Diego at the Waffle Press loves Venom.
But he also thinks like, hold on. He thinks like Alien Requiem is like a really good.
You and Alien, that's always your example. It's just
So
Alien.
that's the one that's ingrained in my head. That was the moment where I was like, I can no longer fully trust
I
Diego's
can no
words.
longer trust you.
I remember that. I went into that movie with my girlfriend. We were super excited.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, my friend is hyping the fuck out of this movie. Let's see it. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, huh. I
Uh-huh. Do you know when I knew I
that's
couldn't trust you?
how.
When you said, "Hi, I'm Lewis." I was like, I can't
Those words
trust
have
this
never came out of my mouth.
motherfucker. This motherfucker. But yeah, I mean, just give Spider-Man his own movie. Just let him chill. I don't.
He's not gonna be chilling. That boy's like wanted and all that for murder.
There are there are a million ways they could fix this. You know what I mean?
By hiring Matt Murdock, attorney and lawyer.
No, just have a fucking scroll come down.
Then you're gonna like lock away a scroll and have him do the time?
No, you could very easily just have him be like, "Oh, and he got away."
I'm confused.
No,
How would the scroll solve this?
just have a scroll turn into Peter, be at his home, and then interviewers are coming by, and then Spider-Man swings on by, and they're like, "Oh, look, there's Spider-Man." Like, is that
Okay,
hard?
okay.
That's not hard at
But the
all. He
but
already
this
knows Nick
this
Fury.
but
I
does he
mean,
know the scrolls are a thing?
no, but it's a phone call. It's not an 8-hour movie that needs explaining. It's a phone call. See, if
See,
this
that's
was
the that's
see
that's
if
the
this mhm.
problem. Oh, go for it, go for it, go for
If
it.
this was the comics, like fucking any superhero, Hawkeye would show up and like, "Oh, here's the scroll. We're gonna replace you real quick," and he's like, "Oh, okay, that's it." How
That's the
easy.
problem when you
Mm-hmm.
have the MCU somewhat based in reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're not gonna do things as easy as that. You know, he's gonna be pleading and like doing his best to prove that he's innocent instead of
Mm-hmm.
doing some shit like that.
You know what? I'm surprised. I'm surprised because everyone is. It's kind of a meme now, but everyone's still on their Mephisto hype. I'm
I
surprised that.
thought you were gonna talk about the
No,
family.
no, I hate that. Let's not mention it.
You hate it?
I
I
hate it.
love the family.
As of this recording, people, the Vin Diesel family memes are fully dominating the interwebs, and I hate it. Back to my point though. I'm surprised people aren't like, oh, Mephisto for Spider-Man 3. Because you know that whole deal Peter made back in Civil War with the devil to erase his known identity to the public. You know what I mean?
That's what happened. I don't. It's been a while.
Yeah. For our non comic book readers, during the first Civil War, which was the Superhuman Registration Act, Spider Man was on Iron Man's side. And what he basically did is that he revealed his identity to the public. He made himself known. He said, "Look, get registered. I'm Peter. I'm coming out." And then when this happened, Aunt May got shot and died, villains, all that. So he got married. He was married to Gwen. Not sorry. He was married to Mary Jane. And then Mephisto Devil came out and said, "Hey, what's up, bro? Guess what, bro? I'm gonna erase everyone's memories." And he's just like, "Oh, cool. You're gonna do it for free?" And he said, "No, I want your marriage." So they were no longer married, but everyone forgot Peter's identity.
I wish I could do that. I wish the devil would come and like make a deal with me like that.
What,
I'd be
what
unstoppable.
what's your okay? You ask me what you want, and I'll tell you what you have to trade for it.
I want all the knowledge in the world.
Okay, you cannot speak or write.
I cannot speak or write. Okay.
Okay.
I'll just have somebody else do it for.
How? How are you gonna convey this?
I could Oh god, you're gonna hate me for this. I'm gonna go into VR chat and then do it like that.
That's VR chat. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna hop in VR chat because the devil doesn't know about VR,
Yes, he
and I'm gonna.
does. He's the
No, he does.
devil. How does the devil not know?
The devil's stupid.
I don't
He's been
think
hiding
so.
down there too long.
No, he's been hiding down there because he's watching all our asses.
Ah,
He has
he's
like
been watching me take a shit.
Netflix, and he's just like switch it. You think he's been watching Kitchen Nightmares with me?
I don't know. Is that why your door like slightly opens up in the background every time you watch it? He's just peeping like, oh, what you watching?
I'm just like, bro, just come in. Just come and chill. And we just hang out. Me and Mephisto.
But yeah, that's the. How long have we been talking about like Marvel? It's been like 30 minutes already.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we drifted so far from Loki, but I'm excited for the last episode that's coming up.
Yeah, same here. And like I said, this one's supposed to like the whole show is supposed to have like catastrophic event for the MCU, and I'm curious to see what
Is it?
that is. I read a post saying that this was going to be the most affected. This was going to affect everything the most.
Oh, did it? Did it really?
Yeah, it was either by GameSpot.com or IGN. It was one of the two. I forget what.
We're probably running out of time, but one of the topics I wanted to talk about was IGN. Did you
Talk
hear
about
about the review?
which one?
People on Twitter are kind of upset because the latest review. We talked about this last podcast. If everyone's listening, and if you've gotten this far, thank God for you. But basically, the last review, it wasn't very happy. They didn't really like it. We discussed this on the podcast. The latest review was very positive. However, it was written by somebody else. So people on Twitter are saying, "Wow, so this person's trying to judge the MCU fairly, and you fire him because the fanboys yelled at him." You know what I mean? So there's like a backlash on Twitter, and then it's like people are like, "Oh, why'd you get rid of this writer?" And it's a whole thing.
That's so fucking hypocritical. It's like, bro, like the you kind of it's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk ill on IGN because I one day hope to be employed there, but
Mm-hmm.
it kind of shows you a little bit. It's like, bro, you're willing to give in to like people's demands on something as like small as this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like stick to your fucking guns, you know? Like, why are you gonna change the writer at this point? And then
Okay.
at the same time, on the
Mm-hmm.
flip side of it, it's like, why are the fans getting upset? Because it's like this is what you as a mass wanted, you know?
Mm-hmm. I
Okay,
think
what did you gotta say?
I was gonna say, um, here's one of the tweets that trended a bit. So wait, at Sedant Alaka, the writer before I pronounced that wrong, was reviewing Loki here. Is critical of episode 4. Marvel fans throw a fit and harass him, so IGN replaces him? Question mark.
And also, too, we don't really know why they replaced them. There could be a
Yeah.
number of reasons. Like it's easy to point and say like, oh, I kind of retract my statement. Kind of retract it because I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what's going on behind the scenes. For all I know, he had a day off, or for whatever reason they assigned him to something else. It could be a million different
Mm-hmm.
reasons. So, yeah, I retract my statement.
So yeah, so there are many people on Twitter saying like, IGN sucks now, which is so you can
I
jump
mean,
on or
what's
off
new
that
though?
train. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
what's new? A lot of people love to bag on them because they're the big, you know.
hmm I used to get those IGN magazines a long time ago. You know what I'm talking about?
I didn't even know they had magazines.
Oh, I'm thinking of GameSpot or
Yeah,
whatever. Never
that's
mind. I'll
Game
say
Informer.
Game
That's
Informer.
Game Informer you're thinking of. They're still around. Those guys are still kicking
I know,
under the
good for
code.
them. But yeah, that's. Is there anything in particular else you wanted to talk about? I have a few other topics I could go into if you want.
Uh, yeah, you kick it off, and then I'll see what I got.
Okay. I don't know if you also saw this, but news recently dropped that Zack Snyder pitched a Star Wars script. It was rejected, and currently it was picked up by Netflix. What's your thoughts on that? Because I know you're not the biggest fan of Zack Snyder.
Good, good. Keep them away from Star Wars. Star Wars is a giant shit
Mm-hmm.
show right now. The shows are bringing it back,
Mm-hmm.
but keep that dude away. It's just keep him away with a 10-foot pole. Have
I'm
him go do
down.
Star
I'm
Trek for all I
interested.
care.
I want to see this.
And like, so now that it's Netflix, it's not gonna be Star Wars, so I'm good.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
happy. You're like,
I'm happy.
yeah.
Yeah, like it could be fucking Star fucking skirmishes, or I don't care,
Star
or
Fox.
galactic. Yeah, just something.
Zack Snyder's Star Fox.
Yeah, like I'm happy. Like keep that guy away from Star Wars. Like knowing him, it's gonna be like 2 hours of Luke trying to find his lightsaber, and then 30 minutes of the last 30 minutes he actually uses it. I'm like, boy, no, just stop. You know, it's gonna be some stupid shit.
I'm down for this. I think I feel like I found common ground with any people that don't like Zack Snyder in the fact that I always enjoy, the people he works with in a sense of cinematography. The type of camera people get, the type of vision he has. I always I never get bored watching it.
I will say this though,
Mm-hmm.
I did see his zombie movie. That
Mm-hmm.
movie was fun.
What was
It was a
that?
fun
Dawn of the
movie.
Dead, or what was it called?
It was a Netflix one that came. It was like I don't remember. It was
Dave
Dave
Bautista was in it,
Bautista.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like robbing a casino.
Oh
And then,
yeah.
yeah, that was cool. That was cool though.
That is a fun
It was,
premise, like zombie apocalypse. Are you gonna survive? No, we're robbing a casino. What do you think we're doing?
yeah, that was a fun movie to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And but other than that, I don't really care too much for like Zack Snyder. Like I've been meaning to go watch the Watchmen again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that. But then again, the Watchmen is like almost a shot for shot fucking remake of the comic book. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, you do you at that point.
Yeah, that actually sounds kind of fun to rewatch that because it's been a minute. But yeah. In other news, aside from the Snyder that you hate, we just.
I wouldn't say I hate him. I just don't trust him with like beloved property.
Mm-hmm.
Like give him his own thing, give him his own original IP, like that zombie movie. Do what you want to do. But as soon as you start touching legacy titles, stay the fuck away.
We had the Geek Press say rest in peace to Richard Donner, who was the director of Superman, Lethal Weapon, as well as The Goonies and many other films. I follow a lot of comic Twitter, so I was flooded with how much his Superman, as we say, the Superman he directed, really meant to them. So, I mean,
wasn't that
rest
like
in
the
peace.
staple? Like too, like people use that like as the general archetype.
Yeah,
Like,
it was one of the
Superman
first mainstream renditions of Superman.
Fun fact with Superman. So before I learned this in one of my film classes.
Mm-hmm. This better be interesting.
That's right. I took film class. And
I've heard took film classes.
Shut the fuck up. So the green screen was invented because it used to be blue, but Superman's suit was blue. So they're like, we can't have blue on blue, so they changed it to green to help Superman.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I'm like 70% sure I'm right because I was also like dicking around on computers, but I'm pretty sure that's how the story goes. That's like a big reason why the green screen was invented because of Superman, because they couldn't have blue on blue.
If he's wrong, folks, you be sure to tweet at us and tweet at him. I'm Luis Gutierrez, and tweeted us, Doug Geek Press on Twitter. But
Are there any other hype pieces? Anything you're willing to talk about right now? Because I got
uh, okay,
one.
go for it.
Okay. So actually, I got two. I got two things.
Okay.
So first things first. Shout out to Tensely PR for sending me a review code of Sniper Elite VR.
Mm-hmm.
The game comes out. It should be out as of recording this, or as of as of now. The episode's out, so the game should be out by now.
Mm-hmm.
And the game is fucking fun. Like, holy shit, is this game fun? It's super immersive, and it's like I'd never I've never felt so immersed in a game. One, because it's VR, and two, because of how intricate it is. So like, just a quick rundown of the game. You play as a resistance fighter,
Mm-hmm.
killing Nazis, and you're just that's the whole spiel of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is kind of you don't really play Sniper Elite too much for the story. You play, it's like Fast and the Furious. You don't really watch Fast and the Furious for the story. You watch it for the the fanatics of it. What I'm trying to say, right?
Actually, you watch Fast and Furious for the family.
Exactly. You watch it for the family. You don't
I did
really
that
watch
for
it the
you. I
story.
said that for you.
But it's like something like that. Like, you watch it for like the spectacle,
Mm-hmm.
And so that's very much like what Sniper Elite is. And the story's kind of but it's just like the game is so like intricate
You're
in
really
regards to
enjoying the
like.
gameplay.
And one thing I really love about it is because it's Sniper Elite, so you're obviously a sniper,
Mm-hmm.
like killing Nazis and stuff, and what that sounds already fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I really love about this game is that like when you aim your gun, you have to position your shoulder and like have one controller right here, and you
Mm-hmm.
have to like lean in and look at the scope. And every time you shoot your rifle, you have to let go of your rifle, clock it back, put it back in, shoot it again, and then when you want to reload, you got to take out the clip, you got to go into your ammo pouch, put it
Mm-hmm.
in, clock it right back, and it's so intricate. And it's like I've never played games like this before, like a VR game like. Where
Mm-hmm.
it's like, if you like want to go for your pistol, you go for like your side holster and you just start shooting them. And like there's times where like I was in a fight and I'm like shooting at Nazis and I'm like, oh shit, I'm out of ammo. What the fuck do I do? And like
Mm-hmm.
you just gotta like throw your pistol at them or something. Like, it's super fun. It's a super super fun game. I'm gonna have a review up, but as the way I'm talking about this already, you could already kind of tell where the review's leaning.
Mm-hmm.
But also, another thing I wanted to talk about, I'm a big fan of Red Dead Redemption.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've recently started playing Red Dead Redemption online with Colin, a friend of the show, who I was talking shit about last show.
Colin K. Bass from the Red Vision
From my com-
Studios and Nerdbot.
mm-hmm.
See, that's how you link
And
people's plugs. That's how you do that professionally.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I have been playing Red Dead Online a lot. But one of the main critiques of Red Dead Online, it's super easy to compare it to GTA Online because it's the
Mm-hmm.
same people. And it's like, bro, look at what GTA Online is like. You could rob banks, you could do all sorts of cool shit. And this, what the fuck do you got? There's really not much to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like the online is only fun if you have fun people to play with. So let's say
Mm-hmm.
you and I were playing it. We'd probably have a blast because all we'd be doing is dicking around,
I'm not very fun. I don't know about that one.
But you get what I mean.
I get what you mean.
And so this new update that I just
Mm-hmm.
kind of caught wind of a few minutes before recording, it's like a super intricate one where it's like you could like rob train, you could fucking. It's this whole thing where like they're leaning more into the criminal aspect, which is the more fun part of any Rockstar game is being a criminal. And it's
Uh-huh.
like, I'm like, bro, I want to like rob stores, I want to like do train heists. This sounds fucking awesome. Let's get it. And I don't know when this update's supposed to come out because, like I said, I just kind of caught wind of it or record it, but super
Mm-hmm.
excited for it.
That sounds pretty cool.
Good job, Rockstar.
Good job, Rockstar.
You
You've
got
been
the
a
Geek Press
yeah.
approval.
You've been solid hitting for quite a while. So,
Anything else you want to talk about?
oh my gosh, I want to talk about our lovely listeners. Thank you guys so much for listening this far.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
I appreciate all two of you. uh, so I think this is where we're gonna end for today. We've rambled on for so long. I'm now a year older. I'm an old man. But before we leave, Lois, is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to drop?
Yeah, so first things first, the first thing I want to plug, because I know I was up all night editing this because
Mm-hmm.
I should have done it a lot earlier. Go check out my review on Sniper Elite VR. Had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fun playing it. While you're at it, go to twitch.tv/. I'm Joshua Joestar and follow me on Twitch. And also, while you're at it, be sure to like and subscribe. Help us get to 50 subs so Jacob Knight, aka Noah Garcia, can get Xbox Game Pass.
Oh yeah, that's the pledge we made that if we get 50 subscribers on our YouTube, I will get Game Pass. So that is something that's eventually gonna happen. Uh,
You notice I made like 2 extra videos to kind of help that, right?
yeah.
Like,
Oh, 2 extra videos to help that, or 2 extra videos because you're supposed to? Because it's your
to
channel.
help that.
It can't just be Comic Kick every week. You gotta upload some videos.
Speaking of that, where was Comic Kick this weekend and
It
last
was it
weekend,
was
huh?
uploaded earlier today. Uploaded earlier today.
So we're gonna get a Comic Kick this weekend.
You guys can go to our YouTube channel and check out the latest episode of Comic Kick. Welp, Wanda's dead, and find out what's happening in find out what's happening in comic books right now, and you'll be like me. Oh, she's dead. But if you're a comic book fan, that's not really the worst thing that could happen to someone. So, you can follow me on Noah Garcia _photography, as well as Rudy is alright on Twitter. That is my Twitter. I am catfishing. When you see that picture, that is what I look like. If you'd love to follow more of our social medias, you can follow us at DA Geekpress, Geekpress on Instagram and Twitter, and The Geekpress, THE, on TikTok and YouTube. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm Noah Garcia.
And I'm Luis Gutierrez.
See you later.
Wait, did we, wait,
Oh.